This episode is brought to you by In the Crew 512, Austin's first and only streetwear brand. If you're from Austin or even if you just love the city, make sure you check out inthecrew.com. Use the code HALFTIME for 15% off your entire order. Now, enough of me talking. Enjoy the show.
Welcome back to another episode of Halftime Company. Y'all see where we at. We outside. Y'all know who we with. We with the great Michael Prince.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying?
Salutations.
Salutations. And before we actually get to fishing and just have a good time, Mike, I want to ask you a question, man. And it's kind of like I just want your first thought. I'm going to give you a word and you tell me your feelings about it. Super Bowl.
I have two words: perspective shifting.
Mm.
I feel like we always see it on TV and it's like, oh, it's such like a big thing. And it's like, I went there and I'm like, oh, this is just like a normal thing. It just looks big to everybody else. So yeah.
And how was it? Like, obviously you tour with La Russell, right? So being in the Bay for the Super Bowl, like, how was that moment with the whole group?
It was crazy because it's like everything we've been kind of like working towards was working towards that without us knowing. And it was crazy because like it was so like aligned, it being in the Bay for the timing. Like the timing was crazy. Like us doing All-Star last year, it's like we thought that was like the ceiling, but then it's like Super Bowl. And so it's like, it's almost like we were prepared at the right time. And still like early in our careers, like our heads weren't too like big about it. It was just amazing.
She caught a fish?
She's already getting active.
Catch that. Get that on camera. Ain't no way.
Are you kidding?
I want y'all to see this. I'm gonna turn this camera so everybody can see this right now. Okay? I'm gonna turn the camera. Everybody gonna see this right now.
Look
over there catching fish. Let me zoom in.
What?
Oh, let me get it right. Let me get it right. Look at that.
Yep.
Didn't take her but 2
No
minutes.
way.
Right.
Wow.
Took 2 minutes.
Amazing.
What are we doing wrong? Oh, you need help?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Bring it over. That's crazy.
Well, put that back on us. I'm sorry.
Well, guys, that's probably more fish than you'll see me catch all day.
Oh, no.
But you know, it's not about how many fish you catch. You know, it's really about how many times do you cast the line. Okay?
That's it, Nick.
Okay.
That's it, Nick. Let me zoom in real quick.
Every shot you don't take.
Right.
So get comfortable missing shots. That's what I'm telling you.
I got it. Should I release down here? It's still alive, guys. Don't worry.
Oh, roll back up.
Hey.
Clean release.
Clean.
Well, ignore me. Hold on.
Somebody, you got a show coming up
That's right.
tomorrow.
Yep, tomorrow, Austin at the Rosette with Nicole. Yeah. Let Them Cook, Volume 2.
Volume 2. How is it like working with other artists like Nicole? You know what I mean? Like, as far as like she does something different from you. So like, how is it like when y'all can collaborate? You know what I mean?
It's great because, well, I don't have to play as much at the concerts. And it's really just like, that's like a dream to be able to like highlight other artists that wouldn't really get highlighted. And it's like, she's like so far ahead of like the curve of just like flute players. So it's like just being here, I guess, early in her career and before she's, you know, like mainstream and big, it's like, it's just beautiful being able to just like be someone to, you know, help out and to give her a platform and stuff like that.
And everybody needs that, you know?
Yeah. And she's like really good people. Like she's basically like a cousin to us now. So yeah.
Well, everybody needs somebody at some point to kind of help pull them up, you know, to the next step. And we need more of that.
Yeah, we need more of that. And you're doing that with like Hood Orchestra too. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to say, hey, you know what? Like I'm gonna be y'all's uncle, especially in the third ward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's one thing where I have to like kind of commend you because so many people move out of the city to do stuff instead of bringing it back to the city.
Right.
And like you're from there and you said, I'm gonna put my foundation here. I'm not gonna put it somewhere else. I'm not gonna move to the Woodlands. I'm not gonna move to other places. No, third ward is where my home is. So like, how is it for you to be able to build that? Like, how do you feel about building that and being at home and bringing that to the city?
It's really important, and I didn't understand it until like I tried to build it from not at home. Like you really have to be your community. You can't just be like, yeah, I'm here for y'all, I'm showing up for y'all, all this stuff, all this money I'm making is for y'all, and you're not like there. But it's different when it's like people actually see you at events. It's like right now it's like I'm in a place where it's like I haven't been taking a lot of like booking inquiries out in advance, just because it's like I've just been at home, and it's like I just wait for like a teacher to call me and say that they need me to come teach at the school. Or like I did something at City Hall the other day, and it's like that was, you know, just something random, but I would have never known if I hadn't been at home and staying at home. But yeah, they reached out through my booking inquiry through my website, and they were just like, we have an event at City Hall with the city controller. I really didn't know what a city controller was. I thought it was like something small, but then I get there and it's like everyone's there, the mayor's there. Yeah, it's crazy.
Your gifts will make room for you.
That's what they say.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what they say. Well, and you just, and it's beautiful because you talk about the fact that you're out there in the community doing it. It's opening doors and giving you opportunities to meet and network and have, you know, again, have more exposure to know who needs help and where you can help. And that's, it's beautiful because it's the selflessness that it makes it where you don't even have to be selfish. You're not out there actually like looking for that, but yet it's coming to you regardless, right? So it's just, I think more of us need to understand that's how it works, instead of trying to go out and selfishly aim to get what we're trying to get out of each event or each person or each whatever. Right. And if you're just going out and being in the community and participating and doing right by people, trusting that eventually, you know, those things are going to align for you too, you know? So it's just beautiful to see that in live action already being done. And that's the role model that the kids are gonna look up to and follow.
And doing stuff alone too, I feel like that leaves you like unsatisfied.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It's crazy. We were over there in that corner yesterday and looking at like how the wall, just the features and natural features. And I was like, man, God really cooked with this little aesthetic here. And it's like, stuff like this takes years. It's like last year in March, I know we were here, and it's like the water level was like maybe like 5 feet higher, but it's like, it just shows like gradually things change and gradually things progress. But yeah, just patience, having patience, every situation, having patience and taking deep breaths has just like made things a lot, I guess, easier.
I think, especially in our generation, right, with how social media and everything that we grew up in, things being so immediate, I think a lot of people, you know, in our age range even are still at that point, like, you know, when are things going to pay off? You know, when are things going to work out? Or are they ever? Yeah. And I think, as you're saying, that patience part, you know, your journey is yours, right? And you can't say you're behind or you're ahead of where you should be. You know, God's got you where He's got you for a reason, and until you learn what's there for you to learn, He can't take you somewhere else, right? And so I think it's just important for our generations to understand, like, we got to be patient and quit being so wrapped up in overnight success or making it look the way we think it needs to look immediately, versus just, like you're saying, just going out and participating and doing it.
With Hood Orchestra too, it's like I learned, like, just, you know, because we have a large like social media following doesn't necessarily mean people are gonna come in person and gonna have that same like energy as they do when they're at home just clicking on their phone. So it's like just seeing just how we've built kind of a demand for us to like finally just start making the venues larger, like doing more shows. It's like, it's really taken like multiple years when I really just thought it was like, okay, all we need is like a viral video or something, and then it's sold out. But it's like you have to prepare for that.
Right. Well, and I had seen some of your clips around. You know, you've had events where you're selling out now, and and you don't have enough like room, or you don't have enough nights or time there. You know, what is that like? And as you know, as opposed to obviously the opposite, where you were, again, like you're saying, trying to get people to those events. What's it like now, being able to fill out events and even have more people? Is it what you thought it would be, or is it? Now I'm just curious from where you were at before knowing what it's like now to be able to fill those stages. What has been, you know, opened your eyes to see something as maybe not what it was, or to see that, you know, the events that you're putting on don't. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But anyways, you got what I was asking originally. Sorry.
I feel like it's funny. You have the problem of not selling enough tickets, and then you have the problem of selling too many tickets.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'd almost say selling too many tickets, there's more variables and factors that you have to think about than not selling tickets. Because it's like, at this last event, we had to think, okay, we now have to like hire security. Like we had 2 police officers. And then it's like, also with this last event, it's like, even though it was sold out and we had that figured out, and it's like, you know, we knew that it was sold out multiple weeks in advance, but we didn't know that it was gonna rain and there was gonna be literally a storm the night of the concert. And so it's like the last song, it was literally the last song. We played Finesse, and then all the power cut off. And then it came back on, but it's like, by that time, the concert was over.
Done.
And it was storming, so everyone was like, oh shoot, we gotta get home. And now it's like all those people that are there, and it's good that they're there, now they have to get home, and now they have to like just getting from like the door to their cars at the parking lot was now like a new liability issue and new like thing that we had to figure out. Okay, how are we gonna get these people safely? And then it's like, my uncle, who was one of the police officers, he just grabbed the umbrella and started taking people out to their cars. But it's like little things like that. It's like there's so many different factors. Like, there was one time there was a show, and there was like probably like 2 of us there.
Yeah.
Like, so you don't have to think about the fact that now there's a whole bunch of people. But it's like, I really learned with the events, like, it's not just me performing in front of, I'm hung up too. It's not me just performing like for Instagram. It's like, these are like real human beings, like families, like older adults. Like, you really have to like care for the human rather than just being like, oh, here's a show, I'm gonna perform, hope you had a good time, goodbye. It's like, you really have to cultivate each individual person and pay attention to each individual person.
Walk me through, because like a lot of people, they have friends, or they have people in their circle, in their community that are doing something great, but they don't get the support from the other people around them, because it's like, oh, well, you're not on yet, or whatever the case is. When I see like you, like Russell, like y'all's whole group, like everybody is so supportive of everything, from the violinist to the rapper to the producer. Shout out Concept P, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all do so much, but y'all support each other so much as well. And I think if everybody could have a community like that, then you'll be there faster. But the thing is building that community. So like, I wanted to ask you, like, especially for people that are trying to find like-minded individuals, what would you suggest to that person that's saying, hey, I want to build this, I want to do this, I want people around me, like, what do I do?
I say, just do it. Like, I feel like my community has been built by me just being stubborn and just going for it, and then people understanding like, oh, you need some help with this. It's like they might see me running, and they might see, oh, this water, I'm about to run right off into the water, but they're like, hold on, let me help you out. And that's kind of how it's been with my mom joining the team. Like, the board for Hood Orchestra is like people that I know, like grew up with. They saw me, like they're educators, it's people I trust. And it's like, it's really people that formed around me when the amount of work that I was doing was like, it kind of like hit a cap. Like I realized I couldn't do it alone. And it's like the people around me that had been seeing me doing it also understood that I couldn't do it alone. And it's like, they started helping. And it's like, also I'm a person where it's like, I'm going to do it regardless, with or without people. So it's like, I think they also noticed that, and that makes them almost respect it more and want to like actually help, because it's like, I'm trying to help other people to help the world, not just like, I'm just building something for me. So it's like the aspect of people seeing kind of where they fit in. Like my mom, she really like loves doing some of the stuff that we're doing. So it's just giving her another opportunity to like have an outlet and do certain things kind of like in a fun manner.
And she's supporting her son while she's doing it. You know?
And y'all already know about Gabrielle, her coming in and like everything you see with the videos and content and all that. It's like she really came in and like made the brand like people proof, because it's like a lot of times it's like I want to just say whatever, do whatever, but she's like, don't post that, just chill, just relax. So it's really
the
good.
best business partner you
Right,
can have,
yeah.
right?
Branding and media.
You understand? That's it.
That's right.
And events where only 2 people came, like actually made it where it's like, I'm like gonna actually push this event and make sure that that never happens.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's like, it's a different level of drive that I've kind of started to have. We had a concert in December, and I think that's part of the reason why we sold out the one in March, because the one in December, someone basically made a video to it. Those user-generated videos where they're like, hi, I'm at a Hood Orchestra concert, here's what it's like. And they made that on TikTok, and it's did a lot of numbers. And so people were like, okay, what is this event? I'm trying to go to this event, like this, that. And it's like, that helped us sell a lot of tickets for the next show. And it's like, we wouldn't even have known what was gonna happen. Like, it was just a random person that just made a random TikTok. But it's just like the forward thinking like mindset, like this isn't gonna be the last show, we're gonna do more. I think I'm hung up.
Is that one?
We're gonna do more shows, like stuff like that. But yeah, just perseverance. Re-rigging on the we probably broke off like 5 fish yesterday, but you gotta keep putting the rig back on.
5 yesterday?
Yeah. They got me right at the kayak.
Oh, that's the word. What is it about fishing for you?
Like what I like?
Like what is it about it? Like why you like fish?
Being outside, being next to the water, catching fish.
You said catching fish.
I feel like just the water itself is like, it calms your spirit. Getting the wind and the water on your face is just, yeah.
No better feeling.
Mm-hmm. I think it's like a term called like blue magic or something. Like how water just, I guess it's some scientific that just does for your mind.
Like what, 70% of our body is like made of water or something like that? No, I think, especially for me, like, you just see like the waves moving. It's almost like calmness because it's all moving in uniform. You know what I mean? So it's like, it almost like brings you down to a sense of just like stillness in a way, I feel like. Even though it's moving, it's all the same. So it's like some type of stillness to it that makes me like, this is dope. I appreciate it because what I see is not what I see. There's so much going on underneath that you don't know, and it's like that's the beauty behind it, right?
Yep.
Yep.
I think of that. It reminds me of that. I think it's GT Coupe, right? It's talking about rolling, where he basically losing his front on his investment and having that moment of hitting rock bottom more or less. You know, I'm interested. What do you feel like you had a moment where that was? So was it a season for you where you feel like scrambling, the pieces aren't all together, or they don't look right.
Every day.
Yeah.
I feel like what I do is like there's no path. Like some days I feel like, what am I doing? And
Yeah.
then the next day it's like, woo. It's funny because like the first thing that happened the week of Super Bowl was the rental car I was in, it got bipped. So they just basically broke into the rental car and stole like all of my violin equipment besides my violin. And it's like, I was like, no. And like in that moment, like I really wanted to like go home and not even like do the Super Bowl because of just like my own mind and thinking about it. But then I was like, man, this is one of those tests from God where it's like right before a high point, he's gonna show you something that really like, are you sure you're ready for this? And so like that moment, I think that was one of those like canon events, you know, from Spider-Man, big things. So it's just like that. I say the whole like finesse situation, it's like I'm still dealing with like getting a lawyer to figure out like, am I really making as much as I needed to from this? And it's like just realizing like there's a lot that I didn't make from it and that I now can't because it's just been too long, you know? It's like that kind of moment kind of like made me be like, okay, Michael, it's now time to put on your big boy pants and like start learning about the industry and start learning like about music publishing and how to actually make it happen. So I'm just not like la-di-da-di-da, y'all can have all my money. Like,
You're right.
But yeah,
And
I probably have like a mini canon event like at least once a month. That just reminds me to just keep going and even harder.
Yeah. And like, I mean, we said this like before in the last episode, like you're so young, right? When you apply that to like not even the second stage of your life, like you're gonna be so ahead of the game.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then you'll be able to, like you're doing with Hood Orchestra, the next violinist that comes up, you'll be able to put them on game, say, hey, look, I've already done everything that you're trying to do. This is what you need to do. And you can give them real guidance. And I think that's the hard thing that a lot of people lack is that guidance, you know?
It's funny, I have like it's so ironic, like the title of Finesse, because it's like, it's a song called Finesse, and I got finessed about the song called Finesse, and now I'm trying to teach people about how not to get finessed. And it's like, if anything, it's just a big learning experience for people.
You don't know how many people need an outlet in this world. And for you to be able to be doing it in third world where we know individuals need an outlet.
Right.
And you're not shying away from it, you're not walking away from it, you're saying, hey, you know what? Let me take everything that I've done and let me almost be the bridge. Let me lay myself down so you guys can cross and be able to do everything that I'm doing too. And I think we need more of that. We need more people that are like bridges and more people that are like paving the way, just like our ancestors did for us. They paved the way for us to get here. We got to do the same thing. We can't stop because, oh, the work is done. The work's not done.
Absolutely.
So many people I feel like have success, but are missing like the good human aspect of it and like the relationship with God aspect. That is like almost, I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people we see that are successful, it's like they can't really like, they can't be successful outside of the man's success that we see. It's like everyone has some dark secrets, dark something that is like, it's just waiting to come to the light whenever it's like they're at their highest. And I was like, people just need to be good humans. Get in the word.
You know, that's the thing, bro. I feel like we all go through like we all have to like fight our demons one day.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you want to be like proactive and like do the work now, or do you want to wait until you get to where you're at, and then now you got all those demons that you got to fight, and you never put in the work, so now you got the highest of the highs, but you also got the highest of activity as far as demon work going on in your life, and it's like, what do you do?
Right.
You know? And to your point, it's about that relationship with God. It's about that relationship, you know what I'm saying, outside of yourself, and not like I honestly humbling yourself in a way.
Yeah.
You know?
Got to.
Well, God's what allows you to take, in my opinion, take those skeletons out of the closet and then lay them on the ground in the light. You know, it's like you're saying, everybody has those skeletons, and right, we're all human. Everybody has that, and you see the big events and the big implosions are from people when the skeletons get drawn out in the light, and it conflicts with who they are, who they're showing themselves to be, and it tears them down. Whereas when you are seeking Christ, when you are submitted to Christ, you're in a relationship with Him, those skeletons are not skeletons that tear you down. In fact, those are just testimony to His goodness and what He's walked you out of. So it just completely changed. It flips the whole paradigm of what's supposed to, right, like you're saying, pull you down, drag you to the depths, is now actually reminding you every single day that God is good and God is still working and God is still with you. Right. You know, so it's huge hearing you say that. It's just huge. Yeah.
It's another reason why I try to like post so much and like show people that like I am a human being, and like even like low moments of my life, like I let people see that so they can see like, oh, he didn't just end up here. Like for the week during the Super Bowl, it's like I wanted to, you know, just like act like nothing happened, like the whole like window break didn't happen and stuff, but I'm like, nah, they gotta know that like, although everyone's gonna see me, you know, at the Super Bowl and they're gonna be like, woo, 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 it's like, you gotta see that this is what you gotta get through to get to that. And so, yeah.
Just because you make it don't mean it's gonna be easy.
Right.
You know, or don't mean it's all gonna go your way.
Yeah.
You know, like, honestly, thank God, like, the violin to get taken and stuff like that, but still though, that's an unfortunate situation when you about to go perform at one of the highest things that you've done, and it's like, it has to happen now.
Yeah, and we had like 6 events that week too, so it wasn't just the Super Bowl. But it's crazy because each spot that we went to had the necessary equipment that I needed.
So God had provided for you already.
I couldn't even use my equipment at the Super Bowl because you had to direct wire everything in. Crazy.
Funny.
That's dope. That's dope though. He's like, hey, I know it's gonna happen for you, but to what you said earlier, your resilience and just because like, hey, this is what I want to do. I'm all in on this. It didn't waver you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And God knew that, and that's why He said, hey, this is gonna happen. I might stress you, but I'm gonna test you, and when I do, I'm gonna provide for you in the same breath. And He did that.
Yep.
That's amazing.
And that's because of that perseverance, like you're saying. That's God knew that Michael would persevere through that, and so He allowed that test to come, and again, adds to that testimony. But then you get the blessing, like you're saying, and it's just how the world is. You know, God's always got to test you before He gives you the next thing. Can you handle what the next thing is that's coming? And if you can't handle the test that comes with that, then you're not ready for the blessing.
That's the tough part. That's the tough part.
Turn a test into a testimony.
Testimony.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Yeah.
So what's besides this weekend, right? Obviously, you got the show with Nicole. What you have any other like shows coming up soon?
I go to, where do I go? I go to St. Louis in I think next month to do a master class. A school reached out from St. Louis. I actually have family in St. Louis, so that will be fun. I want to do a follow-through album release show. That's a new album that I'm rolling out right now. I want to do a release show for that probably within like the next few months. It was supposed to drop on March 6th, but pushed it back.
Just because you can? Uh-oh. I thought it was something. I was like, right. Go ahead.
It was sure taking it. But yeah, the follow-through album release show, I'm doing like a show in Houston in June, the Juneteenth weekend.
Oh, nice.
Called Southern Hospitality, actually in 3rd Ward.
Oh,
at the El Dorado Ballroom. That'll be my like first like putting on a show in 3rd Ward. So
that's
I'm really
huge.
Excited.
Huge.
We got to pull up to that.
Yeah.
Halftime family. Make sure we're gonna tap in. We're gonna pull up to that. But so that's 3rd Ward. That's in, you said June?
Yep, June 21st.
June 21st. Okay, bet. And then are you gonna have like other people there performing too?
Yeah, I want to get Nicole, Tyrone, basically like the whole squad. Yeah.
That'd be dope. Yeah, shout out Nicole and Tyrone, by the way, man.
Right.
Nicole, obviously you came on the pod. Love you, girl. Shout out Tyrone. We gonna get you on the pod. We gonna have you on the pod.
He was supposed to be here this week because last year we did Let Them Cook and it was us three.
Yep.
But he always busy now.
Yeah, he's like in Spain, like all these places, like doing the wedding stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's hard. Don't get me wrong. Like I saw one. I think he maybe it was like Wyoming or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And he was doing it. And it was like snowing and stuff like that. I was like, that's hard.
Yep.
Yeah.
So hey, shout out Tyrone. Again, like we talk about, and we've been talking about on this podcast, like your gifts make room for you. You know, these three people, and not only Michael, Nicole, and Tyrone as well. Like they're all doing something that they love. Just do that. I think a lot of people, like we talk about, will be like, well, I can't do this because it's cringe, or I can't do this because other people gonna look at me. And
Nobody cares.
Who cares? Who cares?
Even the people that say they care don't care.
Don't
they just
actually
say
care.
that they care to see if you care.
That's it.
Right.
They just want to see if you care that they care.
Yeah.
But why do I care what you care about? You know? Yeah. So we got some good shows coming up, and then. So you said the album, you kind of push that back. Is it like for a reason that you just kind of want to wait, or?
It's out on Even, so like for people to purchase it direct, and I have like CDs for it too.
Okay.
I can give y'all some CDs, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's more so just like again the whole like finesse situation and dealing with like just the music industry and protecting what I release. Like I recently got like an entertainment attorney, so it's like now we're just sitting down and making sure like I have all the right type of documents, like I'm sending it to the right places, and basically being able to like really cover it. Because like in the past it's like I just drop music, but don't realize like, oh, this music actually makes money other places rather than just like Spotify and stuff. So it's like even the songs that not a lot of people might hear still could make a lot of money, like if they get in a movie or something, but it's like you need all that paperwork and stuff, right? So I've just been kind of, it really gets pushed back because like I'm doing other stuff besides just the music. So like we've had a couple shows and it's like I'm working on logistics for the shows, not necessarily the music.
The music part. Yeah. And I think that's the dynamic, right? A lot of people might not see that. Yeah, you got an album, you want to do a release, but there's like you're not only the artist, but you're a manager. You're like so many aspects within the industry and the whole spectrum. So like, what would you tell somebody that's like looking to become an artist, looking to do this stuff? Like, where do you spend most of your time?
In front of my computer. I don't know if I touched my violin since the last time I performed. So it's crazy. Like I went from like recording videos every single day, and it's like now I don't have time to do that because it's like I'm working on random stuff. So you got to wear like every single hat until you can't. And even like finding the team, that's an act in itself. It's like I posted a long time ago, like I'm looking for people to help and all this stuff. And it's like I got hundreds of emails, and I'm like, now I got to sift through all these hundreds of emails. So it's like, yeah, it's really when the time is right.
Yep. And that's the thing, man. I mean, that's the beautiful thing though too. It's like you've built it all, and so you know it works. You know the direction where you want to go. You have support not only from, like you say, your mom, but also Gabrielle as well. And then now you're building it, but now it's like, all right, I want the right people with me when I build it. So many people, I think, build things and they build it with people, but it's not the right people.
Yeah.
And then they think, oh, well, it didn't work out. Or maybe it didn't work out because you didn't have the right people in your your circle. You know what I mean? And maybe it's best to have a smaller circle than a big circle. But like you said, it's trial and error. You got to go through it.
You got to find people that want it more than you. And that's like the hardest thing to do when like building something that only you see the vision. And it's like when you can find people that like, oh, I understand this vision. What do you need? How can I help? Like that's what you need versus people that are like, how can you help me? Like, how can I get a job or something? Like when people say I need a job, I'm like, this isn't a, a job type of place. Like, we working all the time and whenever. Like, so if you have a passion and you want to be a part of this passion chasing thing, then it's like, that's cool. But right now, it's not like I'm like Google or something.
Right. That's the crazy thing. Like, I want a job. Like, you gotta understand, this is not like a 9 to 5.
Like, we're not making money from this immediately.
You're not making money from it. It's
Maybe
a
3 years
24/7 thing where you're just like working.
Ain't no hourly pay.
Yeah. And just people, I think, understanding like royalties, like how royalties work with music. A lot of like early in my career, like I didn't have like any physical money. I could be like, okay, here's money. So it's like I was giving up like equity in the actual music. Like a lot of the early songs that I didn't think would go big and crazy, but it's like just the people who believed in me, like now they're getting like a lot of money just passively from the work they did like 2-3 years ago.
Right.
But they just took that leap of faith to help me.
That's kind of crazy what you just said. Like what you put out there that you didn't think that would go crazy.
Yeah.
2-3 years ago. Now to this day it's going crazy. Like that's the thing right there. Most people are sitting on something that they don't think is good, but the world will love.
Yep. It took like finesse like a whole year before it started gaining traction. I didn't think it would ever gain traction.
And you had probably already put out other stuff, you know, through that year, and all of a sudden that was the one that took off.
A bunch of stuff. And that's I think that's a good thing. It's like I didn't let seeing one thing going well like stop me and make me get comfortable. It's like I just kept going.
Kept going.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that's the brilliance in the way you're doing it and the way you have done it. I mean, I know you know, at this point, right, if you've given out rights and stuff to music and it's, you're not maybe reaping the full reward from it, but I think you are in the sense that, I mean, having you, just yourself invested in your work versus now you have 10 people. Even if it's 9 people or 9 other people who are not even doing anything and they're just consuming it. But they're now consuming it with a purpose because now they've bought in, you know what I'm saying? Even just that, those little things and having extra people be bought in and being supportive is huge. And I think it's even more valuable than potentially making the full amount in the long run.
Oh yeah.
You know?
For sure.
That's why I think it's so genius about the way y'all doing it. Is it not only is it a true win-win for the person who's supporting and you, but it's also, it's creating value in a space that value is being destroyed, I would say, by it being, oh, it's all me, and I need to reap every single reward, and I need to be the only one making off this and profiting off this.
Sustainable.
It's not
At all.
or fruitful for the world or for your community, for anybody besides yourself.
Not at all.
Yeah. This is probably Lake Travis. This might be like a place where I would like have a dream home is out here. Even if it's a shack, honestly.
Yeah.
I just want to be out here.
And just be able to walk down and go fishing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking, looking at the house up there on the hill. I was like, y'all got the dock back there. You got back porch is the lake. I mean,
Like imagine that. That's your home. You can just like walk down here every day, and you got your own little spot to fish.
Yeah.
own spot to fish.
It's funny because like my whole life, like I was like, I'm gonna be a hermit. I'm gonna move in the woods. No one's ever gonna see me again. And now it's like God is calling me to be like present places. And I'm like, darn it.
Yeah, man. I wanted to be an introvert.
Right. I'm like, I can't disappear off the face of the earth now. They'll find me.
Yeah.
Like,
He gonna Jonah you, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Whether you want to do it or not.
He'll find me. Yeah, no, straight up. He
He'll
will
take
find
you.
Ain't no hiding from him. Adam tried it. Adam tried it off the rip, and we saw how that went.
yeah.
Adam
But that's true though. I mean, like you are like, and I think that's the testament, and that's what's dope about you is that you realize that, hey, you know what, my life is bigger than myself,
Much better.
and I'm doing something that is not only for me, but like for everybody around me, and also for other people to be able to see like, yo, you can do it too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because you stepped into that, you're seeing so many blessings come your way because it honestly is a very selfless thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to say, hey, you know what, like nobody's built anything in Third Ward to this magnitude, but I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a selfless thing to do. Cause you can go to LA, you can go to Atlanta,
Yep.
you can go to New York, you can go to these places where it's probably already popping and vibing and you can really take off.
Mhm.
But you said, no, I'm gonna build it. That is real.
What you're doing is changing the culture. I mean, I just think we have to call that out. It's changing the culture, and like we talked about earlier with not being able to see the fruit, immediately, and even from that 2-person show. Now imagine you're pouring into kids over days, over weeks, and now think about 20 years worth of his compounding interest the way God works. It's like you're really changing the culture to where when the kids come up in 10 years, 20 years, 15 years, now there's a standard set for what's doing it right, what does doing it good really look like.
Yeah, and I was telling Gabrielle, like, we need like some type of like advocate for like string players and musicians, especially in Houston, because it's like I feel like that's one of the places where there's kind of like undervalued and underrepresented, and they don't really have a voice, because it's like we got to play and we got to get the gigs, but it's like we don't look and think like, okay, we're being exploited. Like we're not making as much as we're bringing value. And so like I really have been wanting to like do more, like I don't even know if they could have like rules and laws for like kind of like how the acting, how they went like on strike.
Yeah.
It's like we need like musician unions to come together and be like, okay, let's raise like the minimum wage that you can pay people for events and stuff like that. But just little stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of crazy. I didn't even think about that. Like what you just said, like music unions and stuff like that, everybody coming together. Do you feel like it's still kind of like, what's the right word? Like gatekeeping or classified, or like, like where you have to know somebody to really like get movement? Like, what do you feel like as far as like that?
The ones that want to be seen will be seen. But I also think that there are a lot of people that believe that their talent alone is going to make them like get to where they need to go. And it's like, that's like the biggest misconception that like leaves a lot of talented players just like stuck where they are, or even what makes people like devalue musicians in general is because like our only assets have been our ability to play, not our ability to talk, not negotiate, not us being good human beings. So it's like a lot of people, they think that, the people that have made it to certain places have made it off of like things that aren't just like the basic fundamentals of a human being. Like we think everything is like related to like the whole gatekeeping thing. I don't really think many people gatekeep. Like, I don't know. If you're gatekeeping, then it's like, that shows that you're like insecure. This is like, I don't know, just doing it.
No.
Yeah.
No, I feel that, because I mean, we run into that too, like as far as like film, podcasting, the industry, right? Like a lot of people are like, oh, well, what have you done? Like, show me your credentials, do all, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you got to jump through these hurdles, and it's like, well, like, we do this. This is what we're true to this. We're sticking to it. Like, this is what we do. Yet, and still, if you don't have a top script that was reviewed or, peer reviewed from somebody, like nobody wants to listen to you. And it's like, at the same time, to your point, I can't just sit there and say, oh, well, I'm talented, look what's happening. I got to continue to do the work regardless if you see my talent or not. You know what I mean? And if I think it's important, just like you think it's important, and just like you thought it was important to put out your music, who knows, a year or two from now, somebody may see what we put up like, I like that. That's what it is. See what I'm saying?
And it's like, it's a lot simpler than you think. Like a lot of routes. Like I remember I grew up and I'm like, the only way to get a Grammy is like to be Taylor Swift or somebody. And as I got older, I was like, oh, the Grammys is just a nonprofit organization. Like you just have to submit and pay your dues, and then know a lot of people in the organization, and they literally just vote for your music. And it's like, if you don't register, there's no chance of getting a Grammy. But it's like, some people might be like, oh, I didn't get a Grammy this year, man. Why didn't I get a Grammy? They don't want me, they're gatekeeping me. And it's like, you just didn't register your music. It's like, it's real simple, a lot of stuff.
It could be so simple.
So simple.
We make it harder than it has to be.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's human nature. Making things harder than it needs to be.
Yep.
And it started at the fall.
I was thinking the same thing. In the dang garden, we wanted to go make it hard for no reason.
For no reason at all.
Got everything we need.
We didn't even know we was naked.
Didn't even know.
All right.
And we gonna throw it away. Man.
Humans.
But I hope y'all hear that at halftime, like, family, like, I know a lot of y'all that watch the show are doing something. Shoot, everybody that's watching the show has a hobby or something that you believe in or you love. And obviously you see Mike doing it in his way, but like we all could do it in our way. All you gotta do is just start and don't stop. It's that simple.
I feel it is like I'm doing it too in a random way. Like violin is a random way to do stuff. So anything else is not random. I feel like fishing has a more like clear path
Then playing the
than
violin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true, because if you think about it, a lot of people be like, oh, well, fishing is easy. Playing violin is hard. I don't know if I want to go buy it. Like, just buying a fishing pole, I can go out there, shoot. I can just go throw a net and maybe catch something. But, like, a violin, like, that's a lot of learning, a learning curve. So, like, you're right.
Yeah.
But still, though, also, it's nice to be able to have that representation, because this is what me and Nicole talked about, was she said that she didn't see that many black flutists.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was like, for her to be able to do this now is big, because now there's other young black women that are coming up watching her do that and say, hey, I can step in that same field. Same thing you doing.
Yeah.
Young black men are like, I can be a violinist.
Right.
I don't gotta just shoot hoops or just play football or do whatever else. I can play the violin. I can play an instrument.
And I feel like I'm also trying to show people like you don't have to do just one thing either.
Yeah.
Because like I still play basketball, I still do other stuff, and it's like they might not even like completely be all in with the violin, but some people are like, oh, you hoop too? I think someone was like, are you the guy that fishes? And I'm like, oh, you know me for fishing? Wow. So it's like,
I bet
gotta
that's
diversify.
I was gonna say, I bet that's dope though. Somebody come up to you like, hey, you're the guy that fishes.
Right.
Yes,
Not
I
the
am.
violin. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's me.
Relief. Yeah.
That's me.
More ready to own that than the violin. He's like, yeah, I'm a fisherman. Call me that again. Say it one more time so I can hear it. Right.
I feel like that shows that someone has looked in further than just the violin, because
Right.
like everyone sees the violin, but
Right.
it's not the other.
For them to
hobbies.
see the fishing piece means that they actually like
they follow me
They
because they'll
follow
see
you.
it pop up.
know like what's important to you. The violin obviously is important to you, but like fishing is like where you find peace. So if somebody just like, oh yeah, you got fishes, and they relate to you with that, it's almost like they're getting peace through you doing that. You know what I mean? And that's cool, I think. That's the coolest part about it all, because like we get so many people that follow us and tap in. And like, I know for me, I at least want to be able to tell God one day that I did steer some people in the wrong way, but not a lot. You know, like
Sure.
at least like I tried to build a platform, do something with my life to show the goodness of you and try. Like at the end of the day, there's nothing that I could do to get there.
Yep.
But as long as I'm at least laying down my life for you, like you did for me, that's the best I could do.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing for a lot of people, man.
You gotta forgive yourself, for those times where you did, what I'm saying? Like you're saying, everybody has, whether you like it or not, know it or not, believe it or not, everybody's pushed somebody away, right? But it could be way before you knew Christ. There's nothing to be ashamed of in that, but it's also like, okay, but understanding that I want to right that wrong. Not because I have to, not because God's gonna not love me if I don't, but because
it's in my heart now.
That's right.
Yep.
Because I care about what your work is and where your kingdom's at and what you say is important to you. So now
Right.
because I love you, I'm gonna do what you call me to do.
You call me to do.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Another thing too, I gotta give you a shout out for. A lot of people don't like doing this, but I love it. Driving. across
Uh,
the nation. You did that what, twice this
Uh-huh.
year or last year?
yeah. One's from South Carolina to Houston, and then from Vallejo to Houston.
Sheesh. So you drove it. You essentially drove the whole nation.
Yeah, essentially.
In a year.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That is nuts.
But what I want to say is that a lot of people were like, well, why don't you just catch a flight? Right? And I get it. It's quicker, it's easier, but it's also more expensive.
More expensive.
Way more expensive.
When you have a bike and fishing rods and boxes, is much more expensive.
Because you're literally taking everything with you, like you say, your violin equipment, all that stuff, to go places. But the one thing I like about it is that you get to be free. Like in a plane, you're from one destination to the next.
Yeah, right.
But like when you drive, you can say, "Oh, that's a nice pond.
Uh-huh.
Let me stop and just take a break real quick and just
Yeah.
throw my rod out."
It's crazy. On the route from California to Houston, there's like no water until you get to like San Antonio. So that was kind of tough because I couldn't stop and fish. So I was just like, I'd stop. It's funny. I looked at, I think it's called the Salton Sea in California, and I saw it on the map, and it was like an hour detour. But I was like, I gotta do this because it's the only body of water. And I get there, and it's like salt water. There's no fish. It's like the water was almost bubbling. It was so bad, and I was like, darn. But yeah. The other route is beautiful with like
Like South Carolina.
South Carolina to Houston
way?
is all water, like
Yep.
Louisiana everywhere.
Because I was gonna say you're going through all the swamp and all that
Uh-huh.
stuff, so you probably really getting some good action, I would say.
Yeah.
And like let me ask you this: like when you're driving, what type of body of water are you looking for? If you find something, are you looking for a creek? Are you looking for a pond? Like what are you looking for?
Anything that's big enough to be on the map, and that is public.
Okay.
So, yeah, ponds, rivers.
Rivers, I was about to
streams.
say, that's one of the best
Yeah.
spots. That's where I got my catfish, my one fish was a
Uh-huh.
river. I'm just throwing it out there.
Also, I have fish brain. I don't know if y'all have fish brain.
Oh
The app?
yeah, the app.
Yeah. That's I
It
just
tells you, like-
cross reference. It
Huh?
shows you the catches in the area. It shows you the baits, the
like-
best bite time.
like Google Maps for
Everything.
fish.
It's
Really?
really everything. Yeah, straight up. Fish brain.
It probably has what has been caught in this spot.
It'll tell you
Let's
everything.
see.
You about to list them all off.
Right. Oh yeah.
What are you cooking with?
Look.
Oh wow, and they got pictures and everything.
It's almost like a social media app.
Like for fishermen.
Yeah.
People will take pictures and they post it. Hey, I caught this here, and they show the time and everything.
Yeah. Somebody caught they caught a catfish right here. It should be some catfish
There we go.
in this exact spot.
That fish in that wall.
You got another one?
This one right here. I literally had 2 bites in the same spot.
We're doing something wrong.
We are.
I'm saying.
It's because I'm too loud.
So again, Halftime family, I hope y'all learned something from this episode. And what it is slow down,
Mm-hmm.
take your time,
Take your time.
and do what's simple. Do what's right in front of you, man, and it can work. It can work. You looking at somebody that is literally doing what they love, and it is working.
You just
Do what
gotta
you love.
send emails. Learn how to send emails. That's it. If there's anyone out there in the world that you want to reach, they probably have an email. You just gotta email them.
If not, I'm sure they got a phone number
Right.
or a landline at minimum.
Something.
You know what I'm saying? Something.
Mhm.
So, like we always do, like we've done the past 2 times with you, we're gonna ask you one question that we asked everybody. What do you want to bring awareness to? What's important to you today?
Do I always say protecting your peace?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. Shoot, protecting your peace. We're literally at a time of war. I think this is my first time being in something like this. We're in Houston and we saw some like attack helicopters, and I was like, but like I just protected my peace. I went fishing, but God's in control. So it's like you can protect what's yours to protect, which is your peace. Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
all I can say.
And that's the realest thing though, like protecting your peace. Protect
Oh,
your
and
circle.
also getting off the phones. My screen usage is so low, and it like correlates with how life is going. Like if I'm on my phone too much, that's when the comparison starts. That's when the why not me, all that stuff happens. But it's like when I'm worried about like real life and like being outside, seeing the like real tangible things that we have, it's like I'm not worried about any of that.
And that correlates, right? Like you said, protect your peace, and you said like get off your phone.
Yeah.
Like, cause like you said, like that's when comparison starts. That's when I don't
That's
got
where
that
the
house.
war, that's where the war is too, is on the phone.
They go hand in
Like,
hand.
Nowadays, it's like they do a lot more damage without even doing any damage.
Yeah.
So like,
It's like the A front. You know what I mean?
Right.
It really is like your whole day can be messed up by what somebody said.
in the morning too, it's always in the morning. It's the first thing you wake up and see that determines your entire day. And it's like, it's either something positive or something negative, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
Y'all heard that? Protect your peace, man.
Get off the phone.
Protect your peace and get off the phone. And I think too, one of the biggest things that we can do, and it's a simple thing, man, wake up and just thank God and pray.
Right.
First thing.
Waking up early too, like now that it's like dark at like 6 to 8
Yep.
a.m., it's like it's a lot more peaceful. There's not a lot of like traffic and stuff in the morning, so it's like that's really when you can get the working out done, the quiet time done, the going outside time, and like you can physically be peaceful. Yeah.
So
Guess
With-
y'all heard that.
y'all heard that. And with that said, halftime, we thank y'all. We love y'all. Make sure
And your
y'all
boy Uncle
tap in
JB.
with my man Mike. He got shows coming up, about to be doing some big things, and his album is coming out soon. So make sure y'all tap
It's
in.
about following what you say you're gonna do.
Follow through. You heard it here.
I lay it all at Calvary, Jesus. I'm forgiven and set free. Yeah.